Picture the version of you who has the success you want. Clear direction, confident stride, results rolling in. Now zoom in. What's missing between you and that person isn't talent. It's 5 tiny daily habits silently draining your potential. Every single day, you keep them, you stay stuck. You remove them, your life changes. Today, we cut the dead weight. Let's start with the sneakiest one, waking up without a plan. Most people open their eyes and walk straight into chaos, no direction, no strategy, just vibration, notifications, and that familiar where do I even start feeling. It's like opening your laptop and hoping inspiration will magically punch you in the face. It won't. I once coached a founder who was putting in 12-hour days, burning out, exhausted, but somehow never finishing anything meaningful. He thought he had a motivation problem. Turns out he had a planning problem. We added one tiny change. Every night, he wrote down his top 3 tasks for the next day. 3, not 10, not a whole scroll of guilt, just 3. Within 2 weeks, he was working less and producing more. It was like someone flipped a switch. Action, plan your next day before this one ends. Don't start blind, but even if you plan your day, you can still ruin it in the first 30 seconds by grabbing your phone before your brain is even awake. You know the routine, you open your eyes, reach for that glowing rectangle, and boom, you're gone. Your mind gets hijacked by other people's lives, achievements, drama, dogs, sandwiches, whatever the algorithm decides you need at 7:03 a.m. I tried timing myself once. Just 5 minutes, I told myself. 36 minutes later, I hadn't even stood up. My brain already felt tired and the day hadn't even started. When you begin your morning consuming instead of creating, you spend the rest of the day in catch-up mode. Action, no phone for the first 30 minutes. Give your mind the quiet it needs to wake up with intention. Another habit that secretly sabotages success? Saying yes to everything. Every favor, every request, every quick question that isn't quick at all. We say yes because we don't want to disappoint people, but every yes is a no to something else, usually the things that matter. I once knew someone who was talented, smart, hardworking, and always exhausted, not because he didn't have enough time, but because he had too many commitments he didn't even want. The moment he started saying, let me check my priorities, his whole life shifted. His workload shrank. His results grew. Action, protect your time like it's your lifeline, because it is. Then there's your circle. You can't outrun the energy of the people you surround yourself with. You've probably had days where you felt unstoppable until you talk to someone who drains the color out of the room. I knew someone who couldn't figure out why he kept playing small. Then he changed his environment. New people, new conversations, new expectations. Suddenly, he was doing things he once thought were not his level. Not because he changed, because the energy around him did. Action, audit your circle. Less time with drainers, more time with drivers, and finally, the habit everyone ignores until it bites them, neglecting your body. You can't chase big goals with low battery, poor sleep, no movement, junk fuel. It all adds up. I've watched people with massive dreams burn out simply because their body wasn't built to support their ambition. High performers treat their energy like a system, not a mystery. They move daily, they hydrate, they sleep like restoration is part of the job, because it is. Action, move 10 minutes, drink water first thing, sleep like your next breakthrough depends on it. Success isn't just about what you do, it's about what you stop doing. Remove these 5 habits and watch how fast your life transforms. You ever notice how the very first thing you reach for in the morning isn't water, isn't sunlight, isn't even a thought? It's your phone. Before your feet touch the ground, before your mind even boots up, boom, there it is, that bright little screen, pulling you into a world that isn't yours. And the crazy part, you don't even decide. Your thumb just moves like it's trained, automatic, reflexive, habit on autopilot. And there you are, eyes half open, hair a disaster, blanket twisted like a tornado, and you're suddenly knee-deep in everyone else's life. Someone's vacation, someone's promotion, someone's perfect morning routine, someone's argument, someone's meme you don't even find funny but somehow stare at for 5 whole seconds because your brain is still loading. And all of this happens before you've taken your first conscious breath. Neuroscientists say the moment you scroll right after waking up, you hit yourself with a dopamine spike big enough to throw off your brain's rhythm for the rest of the day. It's like starting your morning with a sugar rush. Fun for a second, but then you crash and all you want is more sugar, more distractions, more noise, more hits of stimulation. No wonder so many people say they can't focus. They never gave their brain a chance to warm up. They started the day in chaos mode. I remember one morning, this was the moment I realized how bad the habit was. I told myself, just 5 minutes, just a quick look, I deserve it. And maybe you've said that too. I tapped one notification, that led to another. Then a video, then comments, then a random deep dive into something I didn't even care about. When I finally snapped out of it, I checked the time. 36 minutes. 36 minutes. I hadn't even sat up yet. The sun was literally higher than my ambition in that moment. And the worst part, I already felt behind. I hadn't even started my day, and I already felt late to it. My mind was cluttered before I even touched reality, and that feeling followed me. You know the one, low grade, anxiety buzzing under your skin, like something's wrong but you can't name it. That's what starting your day with the world's noise does. It pulls you out of your life and dumps you into everyone else's highlight reel. But here's the wild thing. The fix is small, tiny, almost too simple. No phone for the first 30 minutes. That's it. Just 30 minutes of protecting your mind from the digital stampede. 30 minutes of giving yourself time to wake up as a person, not as a consumer. You could stretch, breathe, make your bed, drink water, step outside, think your own thoughts before the world throws its thoughts at you. And if you're thinking, I don't have that kind of discipline, trust me, you do. You absolutely do. You've survived breakups, deadlines, tough conversations, long nights. You can handle 30 minutes without a glowing rectangle telling you what to think. You just have to decide that your peace matters more than your notifications. Try it tomorrow. Put your phone across the room. Better yet, leave it face down somewhere you can't reach from bed. When you wake up, let your mind rise with you, not with the noise. You'll be shocked how different the day feels, the calm, the clarity, the power. Protect your mind before the world tries to hijack it. Your attention is your currency. Don't spend it before you even get out of bed. You ever meet someone who says yes to everything? They nod before you even finish the sentence. They're at every event, every meeting, every favor, every last minute. Can you help me real quick? Request. And from the outside, it looks like they're the nicest person in the world. But if you look a little closer, you can see it. The exhaustion behind their smile, the quiet panic in their schedule, the feeling of being everywhere and somehow nowhere at the same time. I used to be that person. I thought saying yes made me dependable. I thought it made me hardworking, generous, unstoppable, but really it made me scattered. It made me tired. It made me lose track of the things that mattered most. And the crazy thing, I didn't even realize how much it was costing me until one day I found myself sitting at my kitchen counter surrounded by sticky notes, emails, and half-finished projects. I remember staring at it all and thinking, how did my life become a to-do list for everyone except me? That was my wake-up call. Because here's the truth, success doesn't come from doing more, not even close. It comes from doing less, better. The people who look like they're effortlessly winning aren't superhuman. They're selective, ruthlessly selective. They reject anything that doesn't align with their mission, their values, their direction, not because they're rude or selfish, but because they understand something most people never learn. Your time is your most valuable currency. Spend it carelessly and you'll always be broke. Think about someone you know who says yes to everything. Notice how overwhelmed they always seem. They're constantly rushing, constantly apologizing, constantly playing catch up. Their life feels like one long sprint, but somehow they never cross a finish line. And it's not because they're lazy. It's because they let everyone else's plans outrun their own. I once worked with someone exactly like that. A brilliant guy, honestly, smart, skilled, passionate. But every time I talked to him, he was drowning, not in failure, in obligations. He'd say yes to coworkers, yes to friends, yes to family, yes to random favors that didn't even matter. And he was so busy managing other people's priorities that he had zero time for his own dreams. When we talked about it, he shrugged and said, I don't want people to think I'm selfish. But here's the twist. Every yes he gave them was actually a no to himself. And that's not selfless. That's self-destructive. I asked him to try one simple sentence for a week. Just one, let me check my priorities. Not yes, not no. Just a pause button, a buffer, a moment of self-respect. And the transformation was wild. He realized how many things he was agreeing to that didn't matter at all. Things he didn't enjoy, things that didn't move his life forward, things that drained him instead of building him. He cut out half the noise and suddenly he was showing up with energy again. His creativity returned, his confidence grew, his schedule finally felt like it belonged to him. And that's the shift most people never make. They think discipline is about working harder. But real discipline is about choosing where your hard work goes. It's about understanding that your bandwidth isn't infinite. It's limited, fragile, precious. And if you let everyone dip into it, you'll wake up one day with nothing left for yourself. So the next time someone asks you for something, before your mouth says yes out of habit, try this instead. Let me check my priorities. Say it calmly. Say it confidently. Say it like your time matters, because it does. That one sentence gives you space. It gives you control. It gives you permission to protect your bandwidth like it's gold, because it is. And when you start guarding your time, you start building your life. One intentional yes, one powerful no, one aligned decision at a time. You ever walk into a room and feel your energy drop before anyone even speaks? It's like the air gets heavier, your shoulders sink a little, and suddenly your motivation gone. That's what being around drainers feels like. They don't have to say anything negative out loud. Their presence does the talking. And half the time, you don't even notice what's happening until you leave and wonder, why do I feel exhausted after doing absolutely nothing? Energy is contagious, good or bad. You can catch someone's enthusiasm just as fast as you can catch their doubt. You can walk into a space that makes you feel like anything's possible, or one that makes you question why you ever believed in yourself at all. I had a friend once who couldn't understand why he was stuck. He was talented, smart, driven, but constantly plateauing. Every year looked the same, great ideas, zero follow through. He thought he lacked discipline. He thought he needed a better plan. But what he really needed was a better environment. His circle was full of people who lived in a state of, that's too hard. Maybe one day, who do you think you are? They weren't bad people. They were just stuck in their own limitations. And when you're surrounded by people who are comfortable staying the same, you start wearing their beliefs without even realizing it. You shrink a little, you doubt a little, you start aiming lower so you don't make anyone uncomfortable. Then one day he made a small shift. He started spending time with people who were excited about life, people who talked about goals the way kids talk about Christmas, people who didn't roll their eyes when he shared his dreams but leaned in, people who weren't afraid of growth because they were growing too. And within months, everything changed. He was hitting targets he once thought were impossible. He was showing up differently, taller, clearer, more confident. He didn't become a new person. He simply stopped breathing in everyone else's fear. Harvard research backs this up. Your chances of becoming more successful rise significantly when you surround yourself with ambitious, positive people, not because they give you some magical blueprint, but because they normalize effort, they normalize improvement, they normalize winning. Suddenly, big goals don't feel ridiculous, they feel expected. Think about your own life. Think about the people you talk to the most. After spending time with them, do you feel lighter or heavier, inspired or drained? Do they make you want to get better or make you feel guilty for trying? You can love someone and still limit their access to your energy. You can care for them without letting them slow down your momentum. This isn't about cutting people off. It's about choosing who gets a front row seat to your life. You owe that to yourself. So audit your circle, really look at it. If someone drains you more than they inspire you, step back, create space, protect your energy like it's your fuel, because it is. And when you surround yourself with people who lift you, challenge you, push you, celebrate you, you won't just level up. You'll rise in ways you never thought you could. You ever try to run your life on fumes? You know that feeling? You wake up groggy, drag yourself through the morning, chug a coffee just to feel human and convince yourself you're fine, but deep down you know you're not fine. You're functioning at 40% and calling it normal. And then you wonder why your goals feel heavy, why your motivation disappears, why the things you care about feel harder than they should. It's not because you're lazy or uncommitted. It's because you're ignoring the one thing carrying you through all of it, your body. You can't chase big dreams with low energy. You just can't. It's like trying to win a race with a flat tire. You can push all you want. You can hype yourself up. You can recite affirmations in the mirror. But if your body is exhausted, nothing moves the way you need it to. And yet, this is the habit so many people overlook. Poor sleep, no movement, junk fuel, rushing through days powered by caffeine, sugar, and hope. It's a setup for burnout, not breakthrough. I once went through a phase where I thought grinding nonstop was impressive. I'd stay up late editing, brainstorming, creating whatever I felt I had to do. Sleep felt optional. Movement felt like a distraction. Eating well felt like a luxury. And for a while, I thought I was crushing it. But slowly, everything started slipping. I was irritable, foggy. My ideas weren't sharp. My enthusiasm drained. I kept thinking, why am I pushing so hard but moving so slow? The answer wasn't deep. I was running my dreams on a body that was waving a white flag. The turning point came one morning when I woke up feeling like I had been hit by a truck. Not physically, mentally, my brain felt heavy, my thoughts were muddy. And that was the day I realized something important. Discipline isn't just about doing more. It's about taking care of the machine that allows you to do anything at all. Look at top performers, athletes, creators, founders, leaders. They don't treat their bodies like an afterthought. They treat them like a business asset. Because that's exactly what they are. Their body is the engine, their mind is the driver, and if the engine breaks, the journey ends. It's that simple. But here's the good news. You don't need a gym membership or a perfect routine to fix this. You don't need to become a health guru. The smallest habits create the biggest shifts. Move 10 minutes a day. Just 10. Walk, stretch, dance, do something that reminds your body it was built for motion, not just screens. Drink water first thing in the morning before coffee, before emails, before chaos. Hydrate your brain so it can actually think. And sleep like your goals depend on it, because they do. A tired mind can't dream big. A rested one becomes unstoppable. You deserve a body that supports your ambition, not one that slows it down. Treat it like the foundation of everything you're trying to build. Because once your energy rises, everything else follows. Your focus, your confidence, your creativity, your results. When your body is strong, your goals finally have a fighting chance. You ever have a moment where you catch yourself repeating the same patterns and wonder, why am I still stuck here? Like you're pushing, working, trying, but something invisible keeps pulling you back down. It's frustrating, right? Because it feels like you're doing everything. You're motivated, you're dreaming big, you're putting in the hours, but sometimes success doesn't show up when you add more. Sometimes it shows up when you subtract, when you cut the habits that drain you, distract you, confuse you, or slow you down. That's when the real breakthroughs land. I remember talking to someone who felt trapped, not because he lacked ambition, but because his life was cluttered with tiny habits that felt harmless on their own, but destructive when combined. He was planning nothing, scrolling first thing, saying yes to everyone, surrounding himself with drainers, and running on a tired body. Each habit was a thread, alone, small, together, a net, and he was tangled in it without realizing why life felt like quicksand. When he finally saw those habits clearly, he started removing them one by one. I remember watching the shift. His eyes changed first. He looked lighter, clearer, like someone who finally took a deep breath after holding it for years. His schedule opened up, his thoughts sharpened, his confidence rose, and it wasn't because he magically became more talented. It was because, for the first time, he wasn't fighting himself. That's the part most people miss. You can't unlock your next level while dragging the weight of old habits behind you. You can't climb higher if every step feels like you're carrying a backpack full of bricks you don't even need to carry. The world doesn't always require you to hustle harder. Sometimes it just needs you to stop getting in your own way. You remove the habit of waking up without a plan, and suddenly the day feels like something you're steering, not something chasing you. You remove the habit of grabbing your phone first thing, and your mind feels calmer, clearer, ready. You remove the habit of saying yes to everything, and your time becomes yours again. You remove the drainers from your circle, and suddenly you can finally hear your own ambition without their doubts echoing over it. You take care of your body, and your energy finally matches your dreams. It's wild how quickly life shifts when you remove the things that were dimming you. Think of a foggy window. You can squint all you want. You can press your face against the glass. You can complain that you can't see what's ahead, but the moment you wipe the window, just wipe it, it all becomes clear. Removing the fog gives you the vision you've been looking for. That's what removing these habits does. Remove these 5 habits and watch what happens next. Your clarity sharpens. Your energy rises. Your path opens. Success doesn't always require adding something new. Sometimes it starts by removing what's been holding you back. Start today.